I would like to invite you to the presentation about title Project Time Management. By the end of this course, you will be able to identify main statement, definition, thesis related to project management, focus on time and schedule. Use the WBC to identify, assign the tabulate resources requirement. Use the WBC to develop a network diagram, monitor change and close out. Project on time. Also apply correctly waterfall and agile approach to run a project. The first, we have to recognize a difference between project and business as usual. The different characteristic as an example of a project and routine ongoing work is referred to as business as usual. In another way, project is a temporary situation where a team is assembled to address a specific problem, opportunity, or change that is sufficiently difficult that it cannot be handled as BAU. The table presented some statements related to project or business as usual. For example, project, temporary, difficult, team is created, change control procedures, a degree of uncertainty, creative, dynamic supply chain. Business as usually has another statement, ongoing, stable team, routine, repetitive, continuously improve the work, supply chain management, a degree of certainty. How we definition time in BAU. BAU work has ongoing life cycle without a predetermined end date. By contrast, project is an event that achieves a prescribed purpose within a limited period of time. Hence, determinate time is one of crucial characteristics of project. Toward project program, it's very important recognize the difference. For example, in Prince 2, defined project like a temporary organization that is created for the purpose of delivering one or more business product according to an agreed business case. Program, temporary flexible organization structure created to coordinate, direct, and oversee the implementation of a set of related projects and activities in order to deliver outcomes and benefits related to organization strategy objectives. To properly definition in the program is necessary first to distinguish a project, a program. A project, according to the project management book of knowledge, is temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. This means that a project has a defined beginning and end, is different from other products and services, and concludes with the intent, outcome, product, or services. A program, on the other hand, comprises a group of related projects managed in a coordinated way to obtain benefits and control not available from managing the individual, and may include elements of related work outside this other scope of the discrete project in the program. Immediately, we can see two distinct differences. A program's operations are meant to be durable without regards to the time limit specific to its individual project. A program's range of oversight is highly complex, encompassing multiple and associated projects simultaneously in an effort to achieve intent objectives and to deliver the highest possible benefit to the organization by managing and controlling them more effectively and efficiently to the complete fulfillment. What is scheduling control? Scheduling involves directing progress, directing action, controlling result, conserving resources. The three elements of the triple constraint: scope, deliverables quality, cost, resources budget, and time are represented in the graphic on this slide. The three elements, scope, cost, and time, make up what is known as a triple constraint. It's often depicted as a triangle because each facet is crucial, with no one part being more important than the other, at least in the term of project control. When one part is changed, it almost invariably changes one or both of the other. Crucial statement influence on triple constraints is requirements in the project. But first, before requirements, we have needs, next goals, and finally functional and technical requirements. From the needs to requirements, becoming more specified and requirements needed a review. Stakeholders and their interest, cost schedule, scope targets, and success and acceptance criteria. Also, a WBC should be developed in the manner and to the level of the details that facilitates managing the project. Therefore, making in individual resources, there are some key rules that are helpful in organize WBC. First, the WBC is used to define the project. If created properly, the WBC will be define the project. Scope, what the project is all about and what the deliverables are, task, what has to be done to produce the deliverables, work package, just the lowest level of work effort needed to complete the task. A work breakdown structure is a vital tool to achieve realistic estimate of schedules, resources, and cost. It should be broken down to a level that allows assignment of resources and responsibility. All in all, the primary objective is developing the WBC is to completely describe the project's work and to develop it to a level that provides a project managers the comfort needed to manage a project work. Remember, I would like to emphasize, if it's not in WBC, it's not part of the project. WBC review. WBC should be consistent, be task-oriented and start with the verb, or be deliverables-oriented and start with a noun. Be decomposed to your level of control. Ensure that each work package accomplish a discrete work element. Make work package SMART. Idea SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And the next step from the work breakdown structure to a network schedule. The basis for the schedule is the WBC. The first step in creating the schedule is to develop a network layout of the schedule activities because the network depicts the interrelationship of project tasks. The graphic on the slide demonstrates the relationship between the WBC and the network. Some key points need to be made about the fundamental of network development and what elements of the WBC are needed to construct the network. As I mentioned previously, the tasks in the network are derived from the work package of the WBC. Work packages are emphasizes because the network must be based on the schedule activities derived from those work packages. The network can't be based on summary level, identify specific or potential problem area in the project, that is risk point and overlocated resources would not be possible if the network were to contain only high-level summary activities. Network diagram rules, they starting and ending point, there are predecessors for all activities, of course, except the start point. There are successors. The network must be updated and current. There are no loops and hangers. The logic is always reviewed and updated. For example, project documentation according to the PROPS methodology. If you would like to find more information, I recommend that on the website look for PROPS manual for project manager. I would like to standpoint that work breakdown structure is part of the project analysis phase or project planning phase. Managing project and program risk is crucial. Risk management entails monitoring risk that were identified previously, implementing risk response plans that have been developed before, and being alert and observant of new risks. This is iterative process. Considering risk in schedule estimate, identify information regarding known risks, recognize schedule risk, document the risk. Two-way calculating a network, and first calculating the forward path, start to finish relationship, set the early start date for the first activity, and another calculating to backward path, set the late finish date of the last task equal to the early finish date of the last task. I would like to underline that activities may have load, not project may have load. Based on the work breakdown structure, a network in next what I mentioned about the Gantt chart, we have to create a critical path. Critical path is the path with the least float or slack time, path on which any delay in the project activities will impact project schedule, shorter time to complete the project. You see some mention about the his history. The Gantt, first Gantt device in by Karol Adamiecki, Polish engineer, but most on the world is now like Gantt chart, based on Henry chart, the American engineers. Gantt chart are mostly commonly used tracking project schedules. Gantt charts are bar charts that depict the beginning and the dates of tasks. Gantt charts have numerous benefits. First, they clearly depict the beginning and ending time for activities. Second, they show interrelationship and the critical path. Third, they remain one of the best communication tools available to the project manager because they are simply clear and understandable for almost everyone. When we have a Gantt chart, we have a milestone. The next step is approve, and we create a baseline. Baselines are critical to project success because they establish the expectation of both the customer and all other stakeholders. In short, a baseline refers to model against which the project will be tracked and deliverables will be built. The baseline is defined as original plan for a project work packages or activity plus or minus any approved change may be used with the modify. For example, cost baseline, schedule baselines, performance measurement baseline, nominal plan to which deviation will be compared. The first definition is important because it takes into consideration that there is more than one baseline. The definition shows that the overall project baseline has embedded in the three distinct but discretely related baseline technical cost schedule. Together they form the performance measurable baseline. Waterfall and agile approach. What is different? Uh, the waterfall approach is ideal for project teams who have completed a similar type of project in the past. A desire to is establish project scope before they begin work. Experience with accurately estimating resource and cost across project. Agile is adaptive system. Agile methodologies were created for the software development space with the goal of prioritizing high-value work that can be completed in the fast-paced environment. Agile is ideal for projects in which a client frequency change direction. A product needs be launched quickly. There is uncertainty about the cost a timeline project. It's along with the agile frameworks, there are variety behaviors, concept, and technique that are seen as being part of the agile way of the working. In the table presented some example of this term that behaviors is self-organizing empower. For example, concept is limited work in progress, working Kaizen techniques, bar chart, user stories, retrospectives, time boxing. Prince 2 Agile is built upon the concept of flexing what is delivered. This can also describe as prioritizing what is delivered. This for many may require a fundamental shift in how a project is executed. It's not nuance or a different flavor. It represents a significant change in how people think and act when they are working on a project. It's very important that we have 6 aspects of the project according to the Prince to Agile. One of these is time. In tolerance guidelines is zero. Zero tolerance for extra time on all levels of plan. Also cost. This statement zero tolerance. Also in Prince to Agile have target. The 5 targets behind flexing what is at the level. Targets are being on time and hit the deadlines. This description being on time and hitting the deadlines has many very significant advantages. And another target is protect the level of quality, embrace change, accept the customer doesn't need everything, keep teams stable, don't add people to a team in order to try to go faster. And finally, I'd like to show you some good practice, some 10 comment based on management experience. That first, the most valuable and least used words in project managers' vocabulary are no or yes, but it will be cost more. Scope increases but be prices and communicated to the client prior to undertaking the additional work without exception. Don't commit to run project if you haven't estimate and schedule the one. No one can estimate the cost to implement a system before it's designed. Always provide for contingency. If you can't plan project, you can't do one. The client wants successful project on time, within budget, with no surprises. Listen to the client, but realize the consultant has a responsibility to guide the client. What is not on paper hasn't been said. It's important when there's some problem in the project. If you are sure everything will be okay, you have overlooked something. Thank you for your attention. Good luck in the run a project in time perspective.